Hey, what's good, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about 10 reasons you should start the backwards treadmill. I've had 4 knee surgeries, and after my last meniscus repair in my left knee, I started doing backwards treadmill every single day. I actually went and purchased the ATG backwards treadmill, but you don't need that. All you need is a treadmill at the gym turned off, or if you have a sled, or you can just walk backwards up a hill or even flat. So these are going to be 10 benefits for athletes. It's going to be a low risk, high reward movement pattern that transforms knee health, builds explosive power, and enhances mental resilience, all through the simple act of walking in reverse. And the great thing about this is you can do it every single day. When you're coming back from a knee injury, frequency is your best friend. So you want to be doing this every single day for 5 to 10 minutes, up to 2 to 3 times. So the first benefit is going to be your knee health. When you're going backwards, you're bringing all this blood flow and nutrients to your knee joint, which is crucial for healing all the tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and connective tissue in your knee, and really regaining that feeling of putting pressure through your knee, putting force through your knee joint. This is really going to, it should feel good. It should be a pain reliever. And you'll get used to the right technique of bringing your knees back and pushing through your big toe. So that's the first benefit, is your knee health. The second benefit is going to be training your lower leg. All the muscles below your knee, you're training your tibialis muscle and your shins. And this is really going to get those muscles firing. And when you start to train your tibialis muscle, it's like walking on clouds. It's your force absorption between your foot and your knee. And these are the muscles on the sides of your shins, on the front of your legs, called the tibialis muscle. Okay? So going down, it's gonna develop leg strength and power. It's gonna build ability while actively managing pain. So just doing this simple movement of pushing a treadmill backwards resisted is gonna fire all your quad muscles and especially your VMO. It's gonna be a really good VMO exercise, which is the number one most important muscle to prevent knee pain. And it can be the hardest muscle to regain after it's been shut off through surgeries and time not being used. So this is directly going to hit that VMO muscle. And if you're doing this every single day, it's going to speed up your recovery and your rehab process a lot. It's going to increase your running speed. You're going to have better handling when you're sprinting, when you're pushing off through your big toe, when you're sprinting and oscillating back side to side. You're going to have that extra layer of knee protection and resilience because the muscles all around your knee are going to be fired up. So down at the bottom left, it's going to be knee bulletproofing. This is the first exercise into the Ben Patrick knees over toes system. And it really is not only a rehab exercise, but a bulletproof exercise. So even when your knee starts to feel better, you're going to want to do this exercise for the rest of your life. Whether you have a backwards treadmill or not, if you have a sled at the gym, that's even better. You put some weight on the sled and you get a rope, or you get something that you can hang on to, like TRX cables, and you can either hold them with your hands and drag the sled backwards, or you can wrap it around your waist, which is what I do. And I just pull the sled backwards and go all the way down the turf. I think it's 25 yards in my gym, and then push it forward. That's one. And I do it 8 times, 2, 3. And each time I'll try to add a little bit of weight, or every 2 times I'll add weight. And that right there, you're going to have the best warm-up workout of your life. That's the first thing I do when I get to the gym. Doesn't matter if I'm doing upper or lower body. I'm getting all this blood flow to my knee joint and all the muscles, and it's a good cardio workout. Okay, so the sixth benefit is foot health, right? Your feet are the tires to the car. They're super important when coming back from a knee injury or just when you're training to be an athlete. Your foot ankle complex is super important. And when you're going backwards and pushing through that big toe, you're getting into dorsiflexion, which is training your foot and your ankle to push forces. And this short bent knee position is the main position you're in most sports. When you're jumping, when you're cutting, it's that position. So foot health is another great one. Cardio, you're going to get cardio if you hit 5 minutes on the backwards treadmill. You're going to get your heart rate up. It's going to be a good warm up. Okay. Deceleration and downhill ability. It's going to make walking downhill so much better. If you do this for 2 to 3 months and then you go hiking, or if you go down a flight of stairs, you're gonna feel bulletproof and be like, oh yeah, we're rocking. You're gonna be confident in your decel. If you're sprinting and want to come to a quick stop, you're gonna feel confident slowing down. Okay. Improve jumping. Jumping is all in the foot ankle complex. If you want to have bunnies and you're doing jump rope, it's all in the foot ankle complex. And that's all going to get strengthened and worked out doing the backwards treadmill. And the 10th benefit is your mental well-being. Sometimes during rehab, it feels like you're not doing enough or there's nothing you can do that's not going to hurt. But something as simple as walking backwards gives you something you can do every day and feel like you're making progress when or feel like you're doing something productive when you feel like you're not making progress, if that makes sense. The most important thing through all this is to not work through any pain, and this can be scaled back all the way to backwards walking in a pool. If you are literally fresh out of surgery, that first month or 2 months, you might not even be able to walk backwards, okay? So go in a pool in the shallow end, hanging on to the side of the pool, and just use your hand and just slowly work on the form of walking backwards. It doesn't matter how slow it is, you will make progress. And then you can get into dry land walking backwards, and then you could try getting on a treadmill and actually pushing it with some force. And it scales back. So this really helped me stay productive when I felt like there was nothing else I could do. So it is a low risk, high reward exercise that you need to start doing right now. Walking backwards offers a safe, scalable path to improve circulation, strength, and mental resilience without the injury risk of traditional weighted exercises. Whether you're healing chronic pain or building explosive athletic power, this simple movement of pattern unlocks extraordinary benefits. Start today. Start with short distances at a comfortable pace or in the pool if you have to. Progress gradually, weekly, bi-weekly. And then you can add the resistance on the treadmill. If you have the money, I'd recommend go getting the ATG backwards treadmill. It's probably the best investment you can do for your knees. And it's crazy that I never did any of this through my first 3 knee surgeries in high school, working with a physical therapist through Kaiser Permanente here in California. We did a lot of simple stuff, but it was 3 sets of 10, 3 times a week. And that is not enough. That's not nearly enough to regain the muscle needed to come back to play sport, especially if you've had an injury for over a year, like in my case, and then you have surgery. The atrophy in your VMO muscle and in your leg muscles is going to be very significant to your other side. And to be able to catch up to your other side, it's going to take years, okay? But if you want to cut that time in half, the backwards treadmill it's going to get blood flow to all those muscles and to the knee joint. So if you're having meniscus issues or cartilage issues, which is what I dealt with, okay, it's going to bring all the blood flow, and that blood flow carries nutrients. And in that blood flow, in your knee joint, there's this fluid that carries chondrocytes, which are what heal your cartilage, okay? So doing this daily is super important. I'm telling you right now, man. I hope that you take what I'm saying and go hop on a backwards treadmill. I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram, or my email is in the description. And I'd love to help you guys get to your knee rehab. Thanks for watching.